What a year it was for Scottie Scheffler and throughout the season on GTC. We made a lot of comparisons to Tiger Woods in his prime. Now, take a look at these numbers. Tiger in 2000, 9 wins, 17 top 10s in 20 starts. Scottie Scheffler in 2024, this including the Olympic gold medal and his win at the Hero World Challenge. 9 wins, 18 top 10s in 21 starts. So, Bob, are we at the point now where Scottie Scheffler had the best season on the PGA Tour since Tiger Woods in his prime?
Yeah, I think you can make that statement. It's hard to kind of argue against the year he's had. Nobody's had the kind of dominance that he had. And when you think about some of the things, that he did accomplish, as you said, all the wins, all that, all the statistical categories that he was leading in. And in some cases you almost sit there and look back and say it could have been better. I mean, he missed a 5-footer on the 72nd hole at the Texas Open that could have given him a playoff and possibly another win. Um, his putting from 2 to 5 feet was still suspect, 157th in putting. So as good as it was, it could have been better, but it is still, in my mind, probably the best season we have seen, probably since Tiger.
What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Bob on this. And, recently we've seen him dabbling with the saw grip. Debuted that in Bahamas. So to Bob's point, those shorter putts, I love getting it in the shoulders for Scotty inside 15 feet. He could be just even better potentially in 2025, which is scary. But, if we were doing the year in numbers, guys, the number that would dominate for me is 0.095. That's Scotty's strokes gained putting number. He was almost one shot, just, five hundredths of a point away from being a full shot better than PGA Tour average across the year. So being one shot better, being 77th in the FedEx Cup points list in terms of, 77th in the PGA Tour rankings in terms of putting was enough to give him 7 wins, a gold medal, another FedEx Cup, another Players Championship. Let's not forget the 5th major. I mean, if he goes to a saw grip and gets it to a stroke and a half, 1.75, could we see a double-digit win? Could we see multiple majors in 25? I think the answer is yes.
Mark, I'm glad you mentioned that saw grip as well, because at the Hero World Challenge, we saw Scottie Scheffler use the saw grip from sort of inside 10 feet and then the conventional grip outside of 10 feet. I personally find that kind of weird. Mark, do you?
Well, you're talking to a guy that shot 71 2 years ago using 6 grips on his putter in 18 holes. So that's how uncomfortable I was. So I don't find this weird. I'll tell you why I don't find this weird. I have seen many players. Obviously, I'm an extreme case, and no professional golfer doing it for a living is going to do what I did. But we have seen many times over the years guys play around their grips on different length putts. In other words, if I'm thinking of making this putt, if this is a makeable putt, something I'm trying to hole, that's a specific grip. And if this is a touch putt, something from longer range where it's a pace putt, a lag putt, long distance at Augusta, for example, maybe they go back to a conventional grip to get the feel back. And, you take that yippiness and you take that hit out of the putt inside 15, inside 20. In Scotty's case right now, maybe inside 10. I'd like to see it inside 15. But when it's a touch putt, when you're not thinking about making it, when you're trying to get 2 putts and get out of there, go back to something conventional. I mean, this has been common. We have seen this over the years. This is not a one-off.
Interesting. Yeah, really curious to see Scottie Scheffler on the green, specifically come early in 2025. Gents, I'm going to set an over-under for 2025 at 4.5 wins for Scottie Scheffler. Bob, are you taking the over or the under?
I'm going to take the over, but I'm going to take the just over. I'm going to say 5 wins for him in that field. He's still got some very, very strong um, performances, and I think the big thing for him would be to try and get another major that's not one where you give out a green jacket. I think that would start to distinguish him from the rest of the field, and certainly uh, really boost his career status, I guess you might want to call it. But I would say five would be an amazing year if he could pull that off.
What do you think, Mark?
I mean, I hate to just, Bob and I do this all the time. We just see the world of golf so similar. I'm bang on with Bob. I think it's going to be 5 wins. I think he could play better than last year statistically, and it still might just be 5 wins. I think we could see 2 majors in those 5 wins. But when you think about the Ludwig Oberg another year, Nick Dunlap another year, the world of golf getting younger, stronger, faster, he could play better, and it still might not be as many wins as it was this past season. So I'm with Bob on the 5 victories.
Okay, just to be different, I'll take the under. A lot of things went right for Scottie Scheffler. That's the only reason I'm taking the under. Maybe luck won't certainly be on his side in 2025. Now, we do know Scottie Scheffler is our male player of the year in 2024.